Phil, welcome. What do you make of this incident?
Boy, on a scale of 1 to 10 on national security issues, I'll politely, Fareed, give it about a 2. This says a lot more about the inability of Washington and Congress and the White House to talk about relatively insignificant national security issues than it does about intelligence. Look, if the Chinese want to collect photos of America, you can get to Google Earth, you can get a Chinese secret satellite. If they want to intercept communications, they can do it with satellites. I would agree that there are certain advantages a balloon would have. But Fareed, we twisted ourselves around a balloon for days in Washington, D.C., and the Secretary of State canceled a trip for a balloon. Give me a break. This is a 2 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, it also does strike me like that line in Casablanca, we're shocked to discover the Chinese are spying on us. We spy on them all the time, right? We have the largest spy apparatus in the world. Should we be, it makes me think that there's a broader issue. We need to recognize that China is the second largest economy in the world. It's going to spy on us the way, frankly, lots of other countries do.
Well, I think what we need to recognize is that typically in the past, you go back 20, 30, 40, 50 years, when there are conversations in the Congress with the White House, politics stops at the shores. The conversation here should not be about a potential threat to China. The FBI should be able to evaluate what that balloon collected, but I'd be surprised if it's incredibly sensitive. The conversation should be, why can't the White House sit down with Congress for 10 minutes and say, look, what are we going to do about this? And why can't the White House simply say we're going to shoot it down, which they might have done? I would say one more thing, which hasn't been discussed. There's an interesting opportunity that I'm sure the Chinese didn't anticipate, and that is, how can they think in the future about doing things like balloons that distract America in terms of national security issues? I think it's a really interesting opportunity for the Chinese to evaluate the American political response, Fareed.